What if video games aren't just about fun or escaping reality, but are actually rewiring how your brain works right now without you even noticing? While most people associate gaming with entertainment or wasting time, science paints a different picture. Video games are among the most powerful behavioral training tools ever created. Every jump, level up, mission, and loot box isn't random. It's designed to trigger deep psychological mechanisms that shape your attention, motivation, memory, and even your emotions. And these same mechanisms aren't limited to games. They've leaked into your apps, your work tools, your habits, and even your relationships. Let's explore how video games are silently training your brain and what you can do with that knowledge. Let's start with the most obvious: rewards. Your brain is constantly seeking dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter linked to motivation and pleasure. Games exploit this with precision. But it's not just any reward that works. It's the variable reward that truly hijacks your brain. When you know what you'll get, it's predictable. But when there's uncertainty, like a rare item drop or surprise gift box, your brain lights up in anticipation. This principle is known as a variable ratio reinforcement schedule, and it's the same system slot machines use to keep people pulling the lever. In gaming, it shows up in loot boxes, randomized drops, surprise achievements, or daily rewards. Your brain becomes addicted not to the win, but to the hope of a win. Every click, every spin, every chance fuels the loop. Now add to that the concept of progression. Humans are hardwired to seek progress, even small steps forward. That's why games show you XP bars, completion percentages, and skill levels. This taps into something called the goal gradient effect. The closer you feel to a goal, the more effort you'll put in. Even just seeing you're 92% complete makes your brain want to finish the task. And it gets deeper. Games are masters of chunking. Instead of overwhelming you with massive goals, they give you manageable tasks, daily quests, side missions, mini challenges. Each of these offers a bite-sized hit of satisfaction, training your brain to associate effort with progress. Over time, you start craving that feeling of checklist complete, even outside the game. Let's not forget the feedback loop. Real life is slow. You study for weeks before getting a grade. You work for months before seeing results. But games? You act and something happens. Immediately. Whether it's coins, sound effects, animations, or haptic feedback, games flood your brain with signals that your actions matter. That's a powerful loop. It teaches your brain that effort is rewarded, and fast. Then comes failure. In most parts of life, failure is punished. In games, it's expected. You lose, restart, try again, and improve. This builds something psychologists call a growth mindset. The belief that abilities aren't fixed, but can be developed through effort and repetition. Games normalize trial and error, building resilience that many educational systems fail to encourage. There's also something deeper happening. Games train attention, not just reflexes, but focus. You're constantly scanning for patterns, tracking multiple elements on screen, planning your next move. These mental exercises improve working memory, processing speed, and spatial awareness. Some games even train strategic thinking, resource management, and emotional control, especially in high-stress or multiplayer situations. Music plays a silent role, too. Game soundtracks aren't just background noise. They're tools of emotional engineering. A suspenseful rhythm makes you anxious. A rising crescendo makes you feel powerful. Even subtle ambient tones cue your brain into danger, safety, or urgency. Your brain forms unconscious associations between sound and action, deepening your immersion and training instinctual response. And perhaps most powerful of all, games teach you how to access flow state. This is that rare mental condition where you're fully focused, deeply immersed, and time disappears. Psychologists say it's when skill meets challenge. Games are built to put you there, by adjusting difficulty dynamically, rewarding consistent effort, and creating continuous, achievable goals. When you're in flow, your brain operates at peak performance. But here's where things get really interesting. These gaming mechanisms are no longer confined to gaming. YouTube uses progress bars. Instagram uses infinite scrolls. Snapchat rewards you with streaks. Learning apps, workout apps, and even dating apps all mimic game design. They've adopted these psychological tools to shape your behavior. often without your consent. So what can we do with this knowledge? First, awareness. Understand that every reward, buzz, badge, or surprise drop is a psychological lever. You're not weak for falling for them. You're human. But you can pause and ask, is this fun or just dopamine? Second, use game mechanics to your advantage. Break your goals into smaller tasks. Set up XP systems for studying, working, or even exercising. Use feedback. Track your progress visually. Build your own progression loops, just like in a game. Third, reframe failure. Just like in a game, expect it. Learn from it. Retry. Life, like games, rewards those who keep pressing forward. And finally, protect your flow. Turn off distractions. Focus on a single challenge. Make it hard enough to be interesting, but not so hard it becomes frustrating. Flow is where your brain becomes unstoppable, but only if you protect it from constant interruption. Games are powerful, not just because they're fun, but because they're built to train your mind. And now that you know how they do it, you can take that power back. Use it to improve how you learn, how you work, and how you live. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to the channel. It helps us grow, and you won't miss future videos like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or personal experience, especially if you've ever noticed how games change the way you think. And of course, hit the like button if you enjoyed the content. It really helps the algorithm share with others who might benefit too. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.